Welcome to Oops All Segments, the very best podcast. Hitting your eardrums at this very moment, I'm Kevin.
I'm Thomas. Feel like I'm recording with the main character from Vice City. Kevin looks completely different. Oh my god. He's repping a Hawaiian shirt. He's shaved. He's got the slick back
Oh, sorry.
hair.
My cousin Nico is just asking me
That's
to go bowling.
Grand Theft Auto
Roman?
4, you fucking idiot.
Fuck.
That's a totally different character. He doesn't have the Tommy Corsetti.
Also, the cousin is Roman, not Nico.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, I guess
Come
technically
on.
they're both cousins. It's not that only one of the. Anyway,
Yeah,
I
thought you meant I was cousin Roman.
You're Roman, yeah. You're Roman from Succession, but only in one way, and it's that you jack off on your own window, yeah.
Yeah.
We are here with Grand Theft Auto expert and regular guy, Ian Ingram. Welcome, Ian.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Oh.
Is that me? That sounded like my voice.
I wish.
It kind of did, but it isn't. It's old guest of the show, Peter Corey, who I believe is a Chicago dweller.
It's the sound
maybe you guys
of
are just following me around with a boom mic.
That would be incredible to sneaky record a bunch of clips of someone and then use them in the show to kind of gotcha them. But that's the sound of Peter Corey pretending to find a joke funny. It's pretty painful when you listen back to it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. Exactly. Ian, what's going on with you, man? What's new in your life?
Oh, I'm outrageously busy these days. I'm gearing up for my 7th musical in a row since the beginning of April.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
Wait, since the beginning of April? It's May 23rd. What do you mean?
Know.
Oh my God.
I've worked on 6 musicals in the past 6 weeks.
White people.
Yeah, that's a very white issue to have.
Yeah. White people do be in musicals.
That's crazy. What's the final one?
Now, are all of them are shitty? All of them suck, right? There's no way that 6 good musicals in 1 month.
If anyone that I work with is listening, maybe stop for a second. I'll say I work with a lot of kids, and a lot of them are trying their best. They're doing as best as they can. Next one coming up is Seussical.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Oh, so these musicals are like children's books. They're like 10 minutes long. They're pretty quick to read.
Musical is 10 minutes. You think the Seussical's a 10-minute long musical?
Like Hop on Pop. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty
and that's
simple
including
story.
an 8-minute intermission.
Make sure you get some drinks from the bar. Come on back. We got 1 more minute of show for you.
Yeah, and it's just nonsense as well. They come back and it's not like it's fulfilling any of the narrative points that were established in the first piece.
Ian, you seem pretty down to earth, but I always think it would be fun if you were one of those guys who, like, a kid wasn't doing it well enough and you said, "Let me demonstrate," and you sort of shoved him aside and put on his costume and, like, belted at your highest level.
I think that's the kind of guy I strive to be.
Yeah.
Thomas wants to see you acting as a cartoon middle school teacher character, sort of,
yes.
You know, a Mr. Frond of yourself, a sort of
a Mr. Bertram, to reference a more right-wing show that I like.
Mr. Bertram. Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, musicals galore. So are you disappointed? Ian, for the uninitiated, is currently assistant stage managing a streetcar named Desire.
Oh, cool.
And are you disappointed that we're not breaking out into song a little more while we sort of operate at elevatedly upset places?
I think so. There's also every so often there's a character Mitch on stage, and whenever they're acting, I'll usually just really want to hop up there and show them what they should be doing, just to kind of push them out of the way and be, no, kiss her like this.
Yeah, let me manhandle Blanche. I'll take it from there.
Specifically in those moments, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, and
sometimes, like the stage manager mouths along to the words because they know the script so well, but Ian kind of physicalizes along with Kevin all the moves. And,
also, I don't mouth.
Book. It's in.
I don't mouth along either. I'm usually really loud about it. I want to be heard over the people on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Make sure
the
that
worst
you're
part
home.
is Thomas's father George is just standing there giving him a thumbs up, like,
Yeah.
Kevin, he's
Oh,
right.
he
So,
loves it.
in a way. Yeah, in a way, I feel sort of like I'm getting directed twice, which
That
is
is
nice.
kind of
It's
a good
nice.
way to get in character for Mitch to be compared to another man constantly and be the
Yeah.
inferior one.
Yeah, it does help actually.
It kind of
does
method
help.
acting that way.
Oh man, what's going on with you, T? What's new in your?
Your
new
boy
year.
had a beer last night,
beer?
fellas. Your boy had
Nice.
a tall boy, a Pabst Blue Ribbon, and I have
Ooh,
a
a
full
PBR.
hangover at 2:30 p.m.
What do you mean? You have a hangover?
My head is killing me. I can't fucking keep my eyes open. I laid down on the couch for an hour and a half. I feel like shit.
Was it at least an extra, or was it regular
It
old
was
straight up
a
PBR?
Straight up PBR tall boy, one drink. I don't know why this happened to me.
What was the special occasion at which you deigned to get so fucked
well,
up?
my
that you had a
friend of
hangover?
the show, Michael C. Hyatt, is moving to Baton Rouge to go to a grad school, and so this was our final time to see him. So I thought I'd cut
Right.
loose a little, have
Yeah, get a
one
little
beer.
wild.
Yeah, batten down the hatches a little bit.
Yeah,
as
batten
Thomas
down the
says.
rouges.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
I also brought out a donut and a half that I had in my backpack. I split them with the group.
Why are
Maybe
you
that
always
contributed.
going to social events with half finished? Like you last time you said you brought like
Always.
an opened box of cookies to a party.
Was it
Yeah,
was it
you
loose
took it.
also, or was it in like a Ziploc?
They were in a bag. They were in a
So
paper
just getting
bag.
smushed,
Why don't-
getting
just eat-
smushed
bring
under all your
one.
books.
Yeah.
I could have eaten them myself, but in the moment, as soon as that sweet booze hit my tongue, I was suddenly feeling quite generous. And
I'm
I
also
brought out
picturing
my-
I'm picturing a bunch of textbooks in this backpack also, like something really
Yeah.
smushing down these
I
donuts.
like that Ian imagines you to be just a dork ass guy carrying a bag
fucking
with 100 books.
sophomore in high school. Just fucking
Yeah, you're 17
on my
or
way to
something.
bio
right?
class. Yeah,
To be
I think,
fair, your dad brings a lot of books to rehearsal, which I think
Yeah.
is, you know.
I
Always,
wish
and then puts them
I-
down right in front of me.
Yeah. Ian,
Yeah.
you watch
Yeah.
these. Make sure nobody reads these while I'm directing. I bought. So what happened was I bought a donut for dinner, ate half of it. The guy said it's buy one get one free. Have a second donut. I said that's nice. And then I just had them in my bag, and I brought them out at the party. Everyone was thrilled. We cut them open and split them in fours, and everyone had a little piece.
How many people were at
Wow.
this party?
It was 4 people. I
So
showed
nice
up pretty
intimate
late
thing.
because I was. Yeah.
You could share a donut.
I showed up pretty late to the party,
Oh, that's not
as
good.
it were.
Yeah.
But, it was fun.
Okay.
Kevin,
well, it's
how
nice
are
to
you?
hear that like things are I'm all right. I learned about something yesterday that is troubling. Have you folks heard of the Katy Perry Act?
You mean
like when
her
she performs
dancing?
on stage.
Yeah, like her dancing
No,
or going
no,
to
no.
space or
No, it's a proposed legislative effort aimed at protecting senior homeowners from potential elder financial abuse in real estate transactions. And the reason it's named after Katy Perry is because of high-profile lawsuits where Katy Perry has been trying to bully old people out of their property.
that's sick as hell.
Yeah.
Cool.
That is
yeah.
really cool. I
That's
kind of
awesome.
want to
Yeah,
become
I just-
like a
Great
multimillionaire and just start bullying old people.
Well, it's
Yeah,
sort
I
of
think-
like, honestly, like, I am so exhausted hearing all the bad news lately that just like to get a light, fun story like this, just, I don't know, it's kind
Exactly.
of
It's
a relief,
refreshing.
You know?
I just think, people need to know that even if the universe is trying to tell you that you can't have the home that a 75-year-old woman has been living in for her entire life and accidentally signed off a waiver to you
Yeah.
in a sort of dementia-ridden state of mind, or
Mhm.
that you can't have everything that you could possibly want as a rich multimillionaire, you can still go to space.
Yeah. Well,
Kind
you
of
too
the
can know
underdog
what it
story of
feels like.
2025.
Yeah, you too can learn what it feels like to be a plastic bag just sort of floating away from your former home.
Yeah.
So Katie's kind
And-
of sharing that experience with everyone.
With
Mhm.
everyone. And also, last night I saw Friendship, the Tim Robinson film, the A24.
Wait, did you see it
yeah.
with my
film.
parents?
No, I saw it with Jesse last night.
Wow. Guess they ain't good enough for you. They give you lots of roles.
Did your parents see it last night?
Yeah, they did actually. They went and they had a good time. So maybe you should have said hi.
They might not have been in the same theater as us.
No, they were there.
Wing creatively, and here you are smoking a big stogie like the guy from Cape Fear, and Max Caddy in your fucking Hawaiian shirt, laughing your ass off at a movie. Honestly,
He lost his fucking shoe.
Did you enjoy the film, Kevin?
I did. I thought it was great. It was a lot of fun. I mean, it's as advertised along I think you should leave sketch, but I like that it gets a little unsettling. There's some cable guy energy that I think is working. It loses me in like the bridge between the second and third act. I find are a little slow.
It's ultimately incoherent, and I think the thing that they couldn't pull off that they should have is making Tim Robinson genuinely scary. I don't think you're ever actually scared of him. He's so goofy, and I think if he had been unsettling for real in the second half mixed with the comedy, that would have been cool.
Because you're such a big fan of The Fanatic.
Right. The Fanatic, directed by the Limp Bizkit sort of
Ian, The Fanatic is John Travolta playing an autistic character directed by Fred Durst. And it's an incredibly offensive portrayal, sort of.
Is that the one that has they like reference Limp Bizkit in it?
Yes.
Like they're driving along and Limp Bizkit's on the radio or something.
And he's like, this is awesome, right?
This is awesome, right? This movie came out like 15 years after that song came out. And he was like, this is awesome, right? And the kid's like, yeah, like, it's like fucking insane.
Yeah. What a way to advertise. Just put a bunch of money into a movie.
Hey, it works. It works. Should we spin that wheel?
Let's spin the wheel. Let's get started with a segment. I'm barely hanging on. Woo!
What do we got?
Nice.
Barbie's Dreamhouse. Participants can discuss one specific feature they would like to have in their dream home.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with Barbie, though?
It doesn't have to, but it could. Maybe some inspiration.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a perfectly smooth groin.
Pardon me?
I'd like to have a perfectly smooth crotch.
And you want this in your house, not necessarily on you?
Just sort of, so I can take a
wall mounted.
Take a photo with the ruler or whatever to show your stuff. I want to take a photo next to a perfectly smooth one and be like, check out.
See, it's there. I promise.
Yeah. See how much more. It could be worse. It could be this.
Yeah.
It could be this.
Yeah. No, I think I've always wanted I think not that I will ever own a home or a home with a second floor, but if I did, I think a water slide from this, or just a regular slide, I guess.
A water slide?
Water slide.
Maybe
I was thinking a balcony or a sauna or something, but a water slide indoors.
Well, outside of the house, really it's a regular slide that can be converted to a water slide. If I have a pool or something, maybe it goes into the pool. But I think it would be so fun to have a little contraption to get down the stairs that's more fun than regular stairs. You guys
like
are not dreaming like Barbie. You're being kind of poo-pooing my imagination, my childhood glee. But I'd love to hear what you want, a fucking home theater or some shit. You want a 401k?
Don't suddenly take a holier than thou position. You started off by saying you wanted a smooth crotch or something.
I would love to have a home theater, by the way. That would be incredible. That'd actually be maybe more realistic. Yeah.
Sarah and I are actually looking into houses. Kind of.
Oh yeah, you're in the Marquette.
Yeah, it's probably a year away, but we're still looking. But recently we saw one that has a home theater, and we were like, "Oh, we should jump on this right now."
Holy shit! Yeah. It was already in the house.
It was already installed.
Yeah, the films are coming from inside the house. Yeah, thank you. Kara and I talk a lot about this because she moved into my house. I'm fortunate enough to own a home.
You own your dream home, right?
Yeah, Richie.
I wouldn't call it my dream home. But I mean, in a way, I did get to do things like have like an improv practice space in the house for a while, which was cool. Or like
You have a recording studio that you're in.
I'm in a podcast studio. Yeah. So
you're
those things, I'm very
to
fortunate.
your own excellence.
Yeah. Yeah. I have. This is the only way I can get enough confidence to do this type of fucking comedy is by having to surround myself with validation. Sort of bears down upon me. But I think I'd really. There's two things I think about when I think about a dream house. Quickly is like one, I want to have a house where I have throughout a lot of the rooms tunnels and walkways for my cats. I want my cats to be able to like take high
that's what I was
unconventional
thinking
places in the
too.
house. Yeah, I really I love when I see that. It's fun. I just and the other thing I think of a lot is sort of a hidden. I want to build in like a bookcase door or a fake door, like a fake wall that opens up to a secret. I want secret rooms.
Kevin, you and I are so on the same page here. I don't care at all about having a water slide inside my house.
Anybody
Sarah
on
and I
the
have
same page with me or not?
Sarah and I have talked about having like a room that has almost like a pegboard wall with all these attachments that the cats can climb on, so that we can also move them around, and it's always updated for them.
Yeah, that's like a modular thing. And like, whereas Thomas would sort of want a pegboard room full of different things he could kind of insert into himself, I assume.
Into my ass, into my butt, into my rectum.
The idea of a wall with just a bunch of dicks on it. Different sizes, different shapes.
Oh, these things are covered in cat hair again. The cats have been playing with my pegboard.
Yeah. I mean, those are the things. Obviously,
pretty selfless to sort of devote your home to a more adventurous space for your pets. That's quite nice.
Yeah, and I
well,
think
they can't do it themselves.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, I love that as we're talking about this, Ian's cat is coming into frame in the background on a cat tree. Yeah,
I got two. The other one's trying to eat my cables over here.
Yeah,
Isn't it kind of the case though with cats where, like, no matter what awesome toy you get them, they will ignore it and just like prefer ripping up your couch or whatever. Like, there's no way to create a house cool enough that the cats would actually use it.
I think it depends. You can like catnip is a good tool. You can sort of put catnip on something and be like, "Do you fuck with this now?" And then they're like, "Yeah, I do."
could.
Okay, so we could drug our cats.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Yeah, well, that's how I got.
I could also just give them heroin.
I sort of peppered the house with marijuana, and Kara never left.
That's true. Yeah, Kara nip, as you call it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, does anyone else have any other dream home things? I mean, I would love a pool in the house to tie it into Thomas's swim like thing.
In the house, though, you want an indoor pool.
I want an indoor pool because Winnipeg gets cold. You get an outdoor pool, you can use it half the fucking year. Not even.
But you know
4 months.
You know what's very nice is when people have it's cold outside, but they have a hot tub, and you sit in the hot tub in the cold is kind of a fun environment, sort of like an Icelandic spa.
The hot tub thing, I don't know if I can get behind. There's a little bit of a hygiene thing with hot tubs that is weird to me. The group soup of it all, I'm not super big on.
You don't want to soak in someone else's dirt?
I mean,
you're a big bath guy. You just don't want to share.
I want to share with like my intimate partner. Like I don't want to
Who were you thinking of?
I'm sort of I do think like if I had a hot tub, I probably wouldn't have a huge problem with like a couple of close friends using it with me. But it like there's
like
a
key party kind of thing.
I'm not that enthused when I go to a hotel and there's a hot tub. I'm not like, oh yeah,
Kevin, don't name them. But think of them in your head. How many friends do you have? Just the number that you would feel comfortable sharing your hot tub with. Don't tell me who, but how many are there?
Yeah.
Karen does not count.
Okay, not including Kara. Okay. 32.
Ooh, that's
a nice intimate number.
At the same time, I assume you mean.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out which combinations would I be comfortable with, sort of who would cancel out each other's bacteria, who would sort of, kind of, and I feel like I've got a good round number at 32.
And are we still talking like regular size hot tub? Are you cramming 32 people in there with you?
Yeah, my last name is Crambaran.
Nice.
Nice. That's good. What was that sound?
I didn't have
cue
a
you
way
had?
out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hey Josh, do you like drinks?
Hey Rob, I love drinks.
Oh my gosh, would you like having a good time?
I love having a good time.
Then dude, you gotta check out Poppin' Bottles!
What? A comedic podcast about our favorite beverages?
Absolutely. Every week we have a guest on where they talk about their favorite beverage. And then we do a whole bunch of segments. You like segments, right?
Oh, if I'm not eating an orange by segments, then I'm not enjoying it.
What about games? You like dumb games?
I love the dumber the game, the more I enjoy it.
Then you gotta check out Poppin' Bottles, available wherever you find podcasts.
I've heard that ad a lot, and I just realized that they fully kept in a mistake in the take. He's like, I love, if you're talking about this, then I'm having a good time. Like, they didn't edit that out.
Maybe they were on a really short time crunch.
Yeah, unlike us, where we perfected our kind of podcast ad share and then sent it out promptly and have been using a really good one for years. Ian, you don't know this, but we put in an alarm sound at the beginning of our podcast ad that's very, very distressing and not appealing at all. They are still using it.
We're part of a collective where we all share podcast ads, and so now they have to subject their listeners to our horrible ad that we've never updated. It just
grabs their attention though and doesn't let it go.
Yeah. Unlike the show, which sort of never gets it to begin with, and if it did have it, it lost it immediately. Do you have a segment for us, Ian?
Oh, I've got a segment for you. Before I start my segment, I've been watching a lot of Attack on Titan recently, which is kind of where this came from. You guys big anime fans at all?
Not a big fan. I've heard a little bit about Attack on Titan. I know the premise. I haven't watched it. I've seen some Dragon Ball Z, some Avatar: The Last Airbender. Technically not an anime, but close enough. But not a lot of other anime.
Yeah, my relationship with anime is probably based mostly on when I was a kid, and I watched a little. Like, I was a pretty big Pokemon fan, obviously, which kind of counts, but is not. But like proper adult anime, I've seen a little bit of One Piece when I'm hanging out with friend of the show Luke.
Yeah.
But I don't watch anything regularly, though I do enjoy it and can understand why it has such appeal. But no, it's quite foreign to me.
Perfect. I was hoping that you guys both would have said no. This is exactly what I want.
Good.
Okay, so first off...
oh my God, he's got a gun.
I've got a gun.
Fortunately, we're safe because we record on Zoom.
Okay, you guys...
He is armed.
Oh, shit. You can see this right now?
Oh, hold on.
Not yet.
Shit.
Not yet.
I got
we haven't added it yet.
Boom,
You're
here
fine.
it is.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Okay,
I
so
think he wanted us not to see it.
yeah,
Kevin, you interpreted this nervous, oh shit, you guys can see this as,
can you
I
see
better
this
put
right
it
now?
up on the big screen.
No. Can you see what I'm looking at right now?
Not yet. I can choose when to turn it
Oh,
on.
you should
put it on.
No, you can turn it on already. I had a little bit of a joke loaded up, but
it was my dad's book on Paul Thomas Anderson, George Toll's Paul Thomas Anderson, that Ian had been Googling, apparently.
No. I was just Googling some facts about Thomas.
Magnolia. Okay.
I was looking up Thomas Tolles, and then Thomas Tolles on Monica Geller's body from Friends. Anyway, this is my segment. I've called it. Oh. Wait a second. You'll get it in a second.
Just a woman
lost in
doing what I can
translation.
ASL in front of a computer.
I
Stock
couldn't tell
footage.
which kind of sign language it was, but yeah, it
some
seemed
form
like
of sign language into a computer.
That was
Lost
just
in
the intro
translation.
video. It's okay. So there's a thing in anime where like Japan is. Hopefully I can say this. Japan is a little bit fucking weird. And when stuff gets translated for North America, sometimes stuff gets changed. So I've got a couple of different competition style things here that I'm gonna walk through, you guys. So first up, Thomas, I want you to look at this. If you can tell me what show it is, what the issue is, and what the solution was, you can get up to 3 points.
So just for the listener, audio only listeners, there's 3 figures in this image. There's a man seated in a throne with sort of long silver hair, looking kind of stoically, eyes closed, stubborn in this throne. There's a sort of security guard looking a little bit like he's too late to do anything with sunglasses on. And then there's a man standing with a vest on and an American flag bandana, sunglasses, and he's holding a pistol to the head of the man in the throne.
Yeah.
I love the expression of the bodyguard.
He doesn't seem that stressed. He's kind of like the Trump bodyguard when he got shot at. He's like,
just like, maybe I should step in. I don't know.
And honestly, this guy definitely
why
looks
didn't they
MAGA
train
as
us
well.
to deal with ambiguous situations like this one? I don't know how threatened he is. His hair kind of reminds me of
3 things I'm looking
Yu-Gi-Oh
for
some reason,
is,
but I know it's not
show,
that.
issue, and solution. And sorry, you said it reminds you of what?
The guy sitting in the chair sort of reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh. I can't even explain why, but I know it's not Yu-Gi-Oh because
I feel that too, though. Yeah.
I am going to guess that this is... I just have like a few animes in my head that exist, and I'm going to guess that this is maybe from the anime... let's say Gurren Lagann.
Oh shit, I've never even seen that. No, but I'm gonna throw it over to Kevin to steal if you can get what the show is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and guess. Oh man, I had one in my head and then I lost it. Fuckity fuck. Let's go with oh my god, fucking! I guess Attack on Titan. It's what you said earlier, which is definitely not what this is.
Definitely not this. No, you guys were both wrong. It is Yu-Gi-Oh! Believe it or not.
It was Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my god! Fuck!
So what's the obvious issue here? What's the issue with this scene?
There was a gun being pointed at the head of one of the characters.
Exactly. And Thomas, what do you think the fix was?
I think they replaced that gun with a deck of cards.
Oh, great guess. Completely wrong. Kevin, what about you? What do you think?
I think that they changed the American flag to a keffiyeh.
Oh my god.
So wait, you admit that the issue is the gun, but the fix was, let's make him a different ethnicity.
I think that's how the Americans handle things. A gun's never fully... No, I think they replaced the gun with a sandwich.
Good guess. But no, instead he's just pointing. Equally as threatening. This is Bandit Keith. Bandit Keith is kind of the depiction of the United States in Yu-Gi-Oh. He just lost the semifinals of the biggest tournament ever. And he was going to win 3 million yen, which is about $25,000. So he decided
he was going to shoot a man for over 25 grand.
He was going to shoot a man for 25 grand.
And he represents the sort of blue eyes, white skin card, right? Kind of the Aryan race, as it were.
Yeah,
exactly. Underneath those sunglasses, blue eyes.
So I need to remember that, because I counted out Yu-Gi-Oh because it had a gun, but in Japan that's okay.
In Japan, guns are okay for kids to play with. It's
this
fine.
also happened to me. Yeah, like now I understand where we're at. The zone has been cleared. Yeah.
Okay, so next one. Kevin, I'll give you this. What show is this?
It hasn't changed yet, so I'm still looking at Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, it's changed for me.
Okay. Well,
here it is. Now another gun.
Okay. Thomas, could you please describe this for our audio-only listeners?
Yeah. So, if you're a fan of our other podcast, What We Do in the Basement, there's a character on the right wearing a purple suit with pink sort of accents, who does have a Noose Dweezil's haircut. It's a blonde kind of bowl cut. He's staring directly at camera, huge teeth and eyes, wide open.
Yeah.
And he is pointing an old-fashioned, maybe Civil War era pistol
Yeah.
at a little pink-haired nerd who is doesn't deserve to die, but certainly looks like a dweeb.
Definitely is a dweeb also.
The text says, "Pay attention, I have a hostage here."
Yeah. Okay. I think this is probably. I mean, the clouds in the background and stuff. This is giving me either like the weirdness is giving me One Piece. So I'm going to say One Piece.
You got it. One Piece. And what's the glaring issue here again?
I'm going to go ahead and say, though the hairstyle is bad, I'm going to say it's the gun. I'm going to say it's the gun.
Yeah, you got
again.
the gun.
The Civil era pistol.
There's one piece too many in this shot.
Yeah. One piece too many. And so
Now,
I think
I'll give you $25 when I see you tonight if you can guess what they fixed it with. But go for it.
what they fixed it with. Okay. So I'm going to assume they haven't changed the text or the dialogue and that the character still
text
says,
is the same.
pay attention, I have a hostage here, which means that there has to be something to the effect of like him keeping this person, he has to have something to threaten them. I think that they have replaced it with a lasso.
Oh, great guess. Completely wrong again, but really good guess there. Thomas, you want to take it for a steal?
I'm gonna go ahead and assume he's holding a venomous snake.
That would be so good also. He's holding this. Is it loaded up for you guys?
Not yet.
It loads really slow for some reason. Oh,
What the hell?
So I can only assume that this is a spring-loaded
style.
Like a spring-loaded hammer or something. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, it kind of looks like an old-timey telephone. But then
This looks like something on my pegboard.
It kind of does, yeah.
what the fuck is it? It's like I guess it's like a hammer with a spring on it. Like what is it supposed to be?
Or a metal
It
detector
genuinely
or
looks
something.
like they panickedly drew this over top.
Yeah.
Thomas is right that it doesn't even look like the same art style. Like
It doesn't
What
have the
the hell?
same outlining. Like the way that it's depicted, it almost looks like from South Park. Like that they transferred a South Park object into One Piece.
so crudely drawn in MS Paint. Like yeah, awful. Okay, well you're right that there's no way I would have said a spring-loaded hammer telephone thing with for some reason a handle.
I don't
that
know
looks like it belongs to a
who would have
sword.
ever thought of that. I also to replace a gun with this spring-loaded hammer.
I would
telephone
rather
thing?
be shot in the head than hit with whatever the fuck that is.
Also,
I have to say as well.
take a step to the right and you're free from it, right?
Well, that's where the spring comes in, my friend. That's where you're wrong.
With a flick of the wrist, then that thing's got 6 feet of reach. Yeah.
Okay, I got the
Whoa,
next one
look at
up
this.
here.
Whoa.
Thomas, do you know what anime this is from?
Oh, fuck. I'm
This is
so bad at
beautiful.
this game.
If not,
This is a
Kevin's gonna
blonde-haired-
steal it.
A blonde-haired, sort of emo sweep-looking kid. He's kind of got bangs over half of his eyes, the curliest eyebrow I've ever seen, and a huge smirk across his face. In the foreground is his hand. He's sort of holding a lit doobie that is smoking, and he's sort of. Whether it looks as if he's sort of offering it to you, like wanna hit, and that's sort of the expression he's got.
I am going to guess that this is from Cowboy Bebop.
Oh,
Nice. Nope, it is not, but good guess. Kevin, you want to steal it?
I'm gonna guess Naruto.
Oh, no, Kevin, I would have thought you would know this. This is also One Piece.
Oh snap! Okay,
This guy is like one of the main
yeah.
characters. Thomas, what
I
do you
don't
think the
know
issue is
almost
here?
anything about One Piece.
I'm going to assume the issue is promoting
Just a little.
smoking. That seems to be the problem that they had to deal with.
Yeah, and what do you think they fixed it with? I will say this character, he is probably in over 1,000 episodes of One Piece, so he's in it a ton.
Yeah.
And he
So I
smokes
definitely
all the
should have
time.
seen him. They should
So
have.
every episode this has been changed. Is this something
Yeah.
that they universally swapped out? So instead of being a smoker in the American version, I imagine that this character is constantly drinking cola.
Nice. There is actually a character in One Piece that always drinks cola. Not this guy, though. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Kevin, what do you think?
I think he's always snacking on a carrot. I think they gave him the
Ooh.
Bugs Bunny.
That's really good. He is not.
It's
He's
the
actually doing the
lolly.
opposite.
Oh my god!
This one-
wait, I know that is really famous. I've seen the suckers, and oh man,
I
should've
think
thought
this
of
is
that.
my favorite one because it's such a good idea to just swap it out with a lollipop
Yeah.
instead.
It is hilarious though that every time he goes to put it in his mouth,
Yeah.
you sort of putting it in backwards, right? Like
Backwards, yeah.
you don't smoke a cigarette lit end in your mouth, right? So you're kind of putting in the butt of the lollipop hanging out of your mouth.
Well, maybe it's kind of like a straw and there's something inside it.
It's like sucking out the sugar. But
They
that is genius.
they actually succeeded in making the sucker cool. Like it is kind of an iconic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. And those suckers are badass. They're good suckers.
Yeah.
That looks like
Okay,
a
I've got
Tootsie
the
Pop.
next one up here. What do you guys think of this? Can you see it?
Not
Not
yet.
quite yet, but I'm sure it'll happen. The last one sort of did like a surprise, like a halfway one, then it fully showed it. It was very weird. So I
Ooh.
I don't
wonder
know
if
why
we
there's
get, like,
such a
sort of blend.
slow delay on this PowerPoint. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird.
Well, I assume
there it
because
is.
Ian's.
Okay.
Oh my god! Yeah. So this is a character. I recognize the character, so I know what this
Yeah.
is from. And they're stabbing their own hand, or there's an arrow they're removing from their hand in sort of pain as they grimace. But there's a lot of blood coming from their hand.
I will say you're right in that they are stabbing their own hand.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Is this my to guess, or is
It is
Tom's?
yours to guess, Kevin.
This is Naruto.
It is.
Naruto or Naruto? How do you say it? I don't know what the right way.
I say Naruto. I don't know if there is.
Naruto.
I think it could be
Oh.
either one. Either one.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna guess the problem is the stabbing oneself in the hand.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit of an issue. I think also the just large amount of blood. But yeah,
Yeah.
what do you think the solution here is?
I think they replaced it with something hot that he's pushing, and it's gonna be like smoke instead of like he's burning his hand rather than
Yeah.
like they didn't want it to be so graphic and gory, but maybe still self-inflicted pain to justify the grimace. So maybe we'll say like a hot poker.
That's a great guess. It is completely wrong.
Oh.
Thomas, what are you thinking? You have any ideas here?
I think that they've somehow swapped out the blood with sweat, and he's just nervous.
Oh,
and
he's
there's,
just
he's sort of flop sweating all over the place. And maybe instead of stabbing, he's staring down the barrel of I don't know, a fucking venomous snake. Why don't we try that
Why
one
do you
again?
keep-
You're all in the venomous snakes. So I will say this is from Naruto in episode 6, and this is a huge moment in the show where he just he decides that he's gonna like take his life seriously and never give up, and instead they just swapped it out for lunch.
He has a fucking lunch pail with like a cartoon cat on it and an
Why is
apple
he
in the other
such
hand.
distress? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he is hungry.
The thing
He's
is,
a
Thomas,
hungry
he's-
guy.
The thing is, the love of his life is a doctor, and he knows that if he
Yeah.
eats that apple, she'll
She'll
stay
have
away
to
from
go
it.
away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
the lunch
good,
kid
yeah.
being so childish is hilarious as well. Like they didn't have to do him that dirty. They could have made it like a steel lunch pail. Instead, it's like got like a little cat and stars, and the cat is also, I think, eating an apple, which is
The cat is also from a completely different anime called Doraemon. So I don't know
Wow,
if there's
so
some
they-
like licensing issue, but
Yeah. Little cross promotion probably made that
that's
some money, too.
hilarious. What a huge contrast.
Oh,
Oh my. oh my. All right, we've got some big skinless, a big skinned woman.
some big skinless people.
sort of
you were gonna say big skinless naturals, weren't you? There's
big skinless naturals.
as what seems to be a nude man looking at us from behind with his dukes up, fighting a nude and skinless woman, muscles and sinews kind of
Also,
around
very
her.
smooth crotch.
Yeah,
So
I
Thomas,
have
this is
kinda-
kind of right up your alley.
If only she was inside the house, I would be fucking thrilled right now.
Yeah.
But she is standing in the lawn or the courtyard or something.
Yeah, you can kind of see the muscles and the sinew.
Is this from?
But somehow they still have hair, which I don't fucking understand. They have hair and bangs.
Is this from the anime Berserk?
It isn't.
Ah.
Kevin, what do you think?
Attack on Titan.
It is. They are
Right?
giants.
These are big beasts.
They're big
Oh,
guys.
they're big. I thought it was just the perspective. I
Yeah.
didn't realize they were taller than the house.
And Thomas,
No,
what do
yeah,
you think
these
the
are
issue
giants.
is here?
I think the issue is probably going to be the nudity, the graphic nature of the sort of tissues and flesh that you can see.
Yeah, exactly. You can't have kids looking at that. So
No.
what do you think
No.
what do you think the solution here is?
I think they turned her into a skeleton and they turned him into the same guy but wearing a cartoonish graphic tee and cargo shorts.
Hmm.
Yeah, given the
You know
breadth
what?
of the remake, the lunch pail. Now I feel like anything's on the table a little bit. Like,
Kevin, I'll give it to you for a steal, but if you don't get it, I think I'm going to give the point to Thomas.
I think instead of it being sinewy and muscly, I think that she's going to be like animatronic, like a robot of some kind. And I think he's got you know how when they did Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen, they gave him a weird black like Speedo. I think
Yeah.
this guy's got a black Speedo. I think he's got the sort of
Hmm.
we can't show the dongle, so we'll show this.
They should call him
So-
Dr. Sex on the Beach. He looks relaxed.
So they do definitely cover them up. I will say they just cover both of them up. They don't change anything else about it.
Hmm.
Okay.
But this is also from the Malaysian version of the show. They just give him pajama bottoms and give her a towel.
These two look like my parents having a disagreement.
Also, one
Why is
thing
she
about
wearing
this,
like a sundress?
the Titans are actually people, and the Titan bodies grow around the person, which means these giant pajama bottoms and this giant sundress just grew on this person somehow.
Oh, that's
Right.
lovely.
Or had
Yeah.
to be made larger and larger day after day. Yeah.
The pajama
Allow-
bottoms don't even like these. All like these look like they were AI added on. Like
They
these
kind of
do
look
look
like they're
like
from
shit.
Archer, also.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
kind of cell shaded animation.
Yeah, like it doesn't match. Why can't these
I would
artists?
love to
like-
see some of these changes in motion, just because it's so bizarre seeing the still image, and it's hard to
Yeah.
imagine it.
It
being
looks
animated.
fake. Yeah, yeah. Looks so bad.
Okay, I got 3 more for you guys. Do you want a point
Beautiful.
count so far?
Yeah.
If you've been tracking, sure.
Yeah, so out of a possible 15 apiece, Kevin has 5, and Thomas, you have 4. So you got some
wow,
catching
pretty
up
close
to do
game,
here.
Pretty close game.
This new picture.
It's
You
your
see
turn
this
to
guy?
guess, so I'll describe it.
Please.
It is the like a Rule 34 Geodude.
It does look like Geodude.
Yeah, it does
He's
have
like,
geometry. With legs.
he-
With legs.
He's like
And
a
a
silver
good mouth.
ball, who doesn't skip leg day. He's also seemingly a bomb, like there's a lit fuse coming down. He's holding a smaller bomb, I think, and then he's got
Yeah,
his,
you're right
his
there.
sort of pointy eyebrows. He's got the Dr. Wily eyebrows and hair, kind
Yeah.
of, but they also
Mhm.
have the color and shading of flames. There's a lot of orange and
Mhm.
yellow and red. And,
And
some
he's
big,
wearing sort of Bret Hart sunglasses.
yeah.
Sort of red Cyclops style sunshades. And that mouth do though?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's got a good mouth there, yeah.
Yeah,
It also
some real
says
DSL on this guy.
future, I think, and it's pointing
Yeah.
to his like unibrow or something.
Yeah. I think this is from Biker Mice from Mars.
No. Is that a show?
I don't. It is. Yeah.
It's not an
Or-
anime, but it is a
No.
cartoon.
Ah,
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
what this is from. This has like it looks like he would be a villain in like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Or something.
oh
Like,
yeah.
sort of a
I'm
villain
gonna
of the
guess-
week character.
I'm gonna guess one of the goofier animes is this Chainsaw Man.
Oh.
It's not. It is kind of a goofy anime, but more for kids. It's a Digimon.
Oh.
Oh!
Yeah. This guy's name
this
is
one called?
Bomber Nanamon.
Bomber Nanamon?
Nanamon.
Yeah. So yeah, very bomb themed. What do you guys think the issue is with Bomber Nanamon? Or sorry, Kevin, this is for you first.
Yeah.
I guess that he's a bomb, I guess.
Yeah. You can't have kids looking at bombs. They're gonna get ideas.
Yeah.
So what do you think they did there?
I think they removed the fuse, and I think they turned him into a ping pong ball.
Ooh.
And I think he throws ping pong balls at people. I think he's like sort of a
Kevin, that is a better idea than what they did. I think that's so much better. But it's wrong.
yeah. Right.
Thomas, what do you think?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to think maybe like a candy ball, like a jawbreaker creature. Some type of jawbreaker is what I'm imagining.
You know what? I might give you half a point for that. Because they instead turned him into a tangerine.
Tangerine! Is his name still Bomber Nanamon?
No, actually, at first they were going to call him Tangerine Mon, but then changed it to Citramon.
Tangerine Mon!
So it's the exact same guy, just orange, and instead of a wick, he's got a stem.
A stem. And then he just throws sort of orange-esque balls at people instead of bombs. Yeah.
Yeah,
those
maybe they're
lips, though, are
seeds or
still sort
something.
of-
I don't know. Still the
Yeah,
good lips, though. Yeah.
Yeah, he could still.
Still
And I
looking
like that he
good.
still has future written on his fucking head. Like,
Yeah.
That makes any sense.
They banned the wrong part of that guy. His lips are the thing that needs to go behind bars.
Or that vein on his bicep.
Yeah.
I got one more or two more loaded up here, but next one here,
Yeah.
Thomas. Can you see this?
I can. It's got kind of a person standing low angle, dark
Some
kind of
hella hair. Like, look at this
purple hair, and is holding a scepter / golden battle axe looking thing. But I can see on his left arm that this is from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes,
Got the
it
Yu-Gi-Oh
is.
card
Man,
dealer.
Yu-Gi-Oh got really like dark and intense, hey?
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I don't remember it having this kind of energy when I was a kid. I watched a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh
This-
when I was a kid.
This actually is from like the third season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! So this is like it's
wow.
the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Series is pretty dark.
Oh. Okay.
I will say these last two, the issues are more concepts than things you might see.
Okay.
But what might be the issue here?
I mean, yeah, go ahead, T.
He's got very high-waisted pants.
You think it's the waist?
Maybe he's just got a
But
really long
that's
dong.
not quite a concept.
Yeah. Maybe he's long in the pube.
I'm gonna assume that this guy is he's just too dang evil. They had to soften him up for American audiences.
That's a pretty good guess. No, Kevin, what do you think?
I think he looks too much like Satan. I think the problem, we said it was like conceptual, so I think it looks like I think the battle axe has got to be the main problem. I think they need to change the battle axe.
No, that's the Millennium Rod. He's just holding a rod over there. No, actually, the issue here is, have you folks heard of the Shadow Realm in Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay. So explain it to me.
Me?
No, obviously not.
You want me to
I
explain?
want Ian. I'd like Ian to explain. I don't want you to
So,
explain it. Tom.
The Shadow Realm, which they're in the Shadow Realm right now. It's this area where like your soul can get trapped and you can never return to your body unless someone else duels you out of it. And I'd say it's an issue that comes up in basically every episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! They're always sending people to the Shadow Realm or fighting to get them back. Now, the Shadow Realm is actually the solution here. The issue was, originally, the Shadow Realm didn't exist at all. And in Japan, when these people are playing this card game, they were just fucking dying.
Wow.
Oh shit!
Holy
So
shit.
after you lose at Yu-Gi-Oh, you actually just die. and they thought maybe we should get rid of that and instead replace it with your soul gets trapped and you can never return to your body, which arguably worse for a kid.
Somehow worse.
Pretty terrifying.
So, like, how did the characters? Did they like? Were they like executed if they lost, or was like how did? Was, like,
No, it's kind of just. It's almost just like your life fades away from you. There are a lot of times where people were just like passed out when they were actually dead.
I lost a few Call of Duty games that really took it out of me when I was during the pandemic.
That might be what happens to guests of our podcast. Now that you mention it, sort of what.
sort of a husk of themselves by the end of the show. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, well that one was tough, but I liked it.
Yeah, I got one more here for you folks.
Okay.
Hold on, this is Kevin first.
I just guessed Yu-Gi-Oh, so this one's Kevin.
Yeah. Okay, T. Well, please do the honors.
I'm a little too horny to describe this one. There's two
had to put it in.
Absolute babes holding each other. One's blonde, one's got green hair. They're wearing kind of schoolgirl-esque outfits, I guess, with white tops, big bow ties, and skirts. And they're lying on a big bed of roses, looking into each other's eyes like they're going to kiss, but also in 69 position, sort of.
It's more like Spider-Man kiss.
In 69 position is such a funny. God, I hope there's some people just listening who are like, "What the fuck?" I think this is from Sailor
with
Moon.
Their heads is what I mean.
Is it from Sailor Moon? It looks like it's. From
Sailor Moon. Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. I used to watch Sailor Moon when I was a kid.
These
I
are
had a
Sailor
Moon poster up in my bedroom because of my sister.
Did you and your sister share a bedroom?
It was hers first, and then I took it over, but I didn't have my own decor
kept
for a
the
while.
poster.
So
and then Ian, it's where we rehearsed for the majority of Streetcar Named Desire.
Yeah. Before I actually met Thomas, I was in his childhood bedroom.
Yeah, that's true. And so I think the issue here is probably that there is like a lesbian romance.
Exactly.
Sort of intimacy between two women.
You can't have gay people in America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. And so I think they replaced one of these characters with the Tuxedo Mask, the guy who's like pretty like female coded and like
and keeps throwing roses everywhere.
Yeah, because there's a lot of roses sort of everywhere. So I'm assuming Tuxedo Mask is one of the. Like, I think they just fully subbed out and gender swapped a character.
Mm-hmm. That's a good guess. But no, Tom, you want to try taking a steal?
That was also going to be my guess. So instead, I will guess that one of these characters was replaced with a talking animal of some kind.
So neither of them were replaced. They're just cousins.
They're just really cousins.
Really, really close cousins.
Yeah, that's not making me less horny.
Like a similar issue. You're still showing all the women.
They can't be kissing each other and be gay. They got to be cousins. Otherwise,
like you still have all the gay imagery. Just this time, it's also incest.
Family simply cannot.
Family can't be gay for each other. So that's the game I brought for you two. The ending score is Kevin, you've got 8 points, and Thomas, you've got 5.5.
Oh,
wonderful.
Good game, Kevin. You were a weeb the whole time.
And that was lost in translation. Thank you, Ian. That was a blast.
Thank you. That was a great segment. Thanks for coming on. Is there anything of your many, many musicals or other projects that you would like to plug?
I'll say I'm in a theater company with friends of the show, I assume, Quinn Joseph and Mo Gauthier, and brother of friend of the show, Connor Joseph. So if you check out JHG Creative on Instagram, we've got a show coming up in Fringe this year. I'm also working on a show with Thomas's dad, George Tolles, called A Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams, coming up at the beginning of June.
That's right.
I think it's just me and George associated with this podcast that are on it.
Yeah.
Right?
I am in the show. I am helping produce it.
Oh, you're Oh,
We've been
Why do I
at
keep-
rehearsal together.
why do I always forget
did
that you're there?
We did a bit about this in the episode, in fact.
Kinda.
How you and Kevin interacted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know what?
When I'm in rehearsal, you sort of see me as you. I think you sort of project.
There's like a mirror held up to the audience. Yeah. So those are the two things that people could check out for me.
That's cool.
Wonderful.
That's
Wonderful.
sick as hell.
Thomas, what about you? You got something to kick people's little eyeballs towards?
I'm in some shows here in Chicago. Check out Secret Family Sketch on Thursdays. We have 2 more shows with some brand new sketches at the Annoyance. I'm also just in my first show with Trigger Happy Ensemble, so check me out there at the Annoyance for some more improv. And I'm joining the cast of some shows at the Revival, some more improv stuff. So lots of improv and sketch to come and see.
Cool.
Doing it all.
Mhm.
Yes. As Ian mentioned, check out Streetcar Named Desire. It runs June 11th to the 15th at the Gas Station Arts Center. Tickets will be in the description of this video. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'm doing a bunch of I'll be popping into different Fringe shows throughout the Fringe Festival, doing some improv, things like that. So check me out there. And check out Thomas and I's Let's Play D&D show. It's called What We Do in the Basement. It is a Dungeons & Dragons podcast that we have been running for years and years. It's about 80 plus episodes out now, so go check it out. It's a good frickin' time. Thank you, Ian, for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thomas, as you know, we always end the podcast with you giving a sort of pearl of wisdom to the audience. Is there anything you want to let them know?
Just fucking, man, when you get out there, like it's gonna be the big day, you just gotta pull up your pants, you gotta tie your laces, you gotta look your opponent dead in the eyes,